So good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're calling from. Today we'll be talking about the Digital Africa Explorer and how you can access it in the Living Atlas. And my name is Kenneth Ubea with Digital Africa. Welcome. So overview of the program has been to support different sectors. And this is one opportunity where Digital Africa has worked with Esri to make sure that we're able to connect with other partners and other stakeholders, leaving no one behind, and focusing on all thematic areas. And in this presentation, I'll be able to show you how to use Digital Africa Explorer in the Esri Living Atlas through Africa GeoPortal. So access to the Digital Africa platform, as we've discussed, is through the Digital Africa map and the sandbox. It's also possible through your GIS software, through the web map services, and we have a free online platform. On the Africa GeoPortal side, Digital Africa have this great partnership with this continental program where you're able to access datasets from Digital Africa and the Africa GeoPortal. And then also we have step-by-step tutorials on how you can actually access datasets and use some tools from Esri, as we'll showcase in this particular live session. So the collaboration with Digital Africa and GeoPortal is quite powerful in the region, and what we see here is working closely with the international partner, and our datasets are stored in the Amazon Web Services, and this gives us an opportunity to work with other partners and reach out to other stakeholders. So as you already know, the Digital Africa platform, we have continental services, and these will be able to access on the Digital Africa Explorer on the Living Atlas, namely the Sentinel-2 GeoMAD and the Landsat. So GeoMAD is a cloud-free mosaics that we have. Then also we have the water observation space, and recently we also have the coastline service. The Africa GeoPortal is about inspiring communities through geography, and there are a vast number of geospatial tools. As we know, Esri is an industrial leader in this field, where you're able to discover some of the datasets and actually use some of the tools. We'll be able to see some examples that I've shared, especially looking at some of the drying lakes in Africa, and also we'll be able to do a demo of your choice as well. So in the Africa GeoPortal, there are several tools that you can use, including accessing some of our data, like the coastline, which I've mentioned. And also we developed like 3 online access modules, tutorials on the Africa GeoPortal. And some of the essential tools that we can see, we have the Africa GeoPortal, we have the map viewer, we have the Digital Africa Explorer, as you're able to demonstrate. And of course, we have the story maps and other apps. The Digital Earth Africa Explorer, here you're able to visualize and analyze data from Digital Earth Africa, as well as for any part in Africa, as well as do some analysis with some of the tools that we have on Esri. As I mentioned earlier, we have our datasets in the Africa GeoPortal, and you'll be able to visualize some of these, and seamlessly you can even do comparison, which is very key for some of the work that we have from the cropland, from the cloud-free mosaics GeoMAD, as well as even in an overview of Halos Pulsar data, as well as the water observation from space and the coastline data. So the common workaround is that on your Digital Africa website, you can go to the platform, and here when you scroll down, you'll be able to see the Africa GeoPortal, and here once you click, you'll be able to be taken to the link. And this link is seamlessly opening, depending on your internet connection. And you'll see the Africa GeoPortal, and you're able to sign in with your email, free email. And you can see the content that we have, including how to access the Digital Africa Explorer. And when you click on that link, you'll be able to go to the Esri Living Atlas. This one, just you can use it without signing, or you can sign in with any email, free registration. As you can see now, we have a map of the whole continent, and you can do some exploring, like you can see how you can explore some of the images that we have in this platform. We can see the Sentinel GeoMAD, which is cloud-free mosaics. We have the Landsat 8. We also have the Sentinel-2 itself. Here we can actually look by date. And also we have the crop extents and the water extent and the coastline. This is a very key resource that you can use, which is similar to the Digital East Africa map. But now here you can change the base maps in the Esri platform, which is very key. And you can look at the various layers to add for any analysis. And also you can choose to export to disk, and also you can add other data sets, and as well you can do some bookmarking, which is very key for any analysis. And then lastly, on the right side top, you can share a link, which you can share on chat with any the persons that you're working with. So also on the other example, you can see we have an overview of the data sets in the continent, and this is just how to use the platform. So on the Explorer, and we also compare tools, the base map, the layers, and save and add the bookmark. And also you can also sign in with your email. And then also you can search by a place. For example, let me search Addis Ababa, for example. Be taken to the city. This also depends on your internet connection. At this point, I was trying to manage, and as you can see, the whole city is loading with the base map of Esri. Then when you zoom out, you can be able to see how you can access some of the base imageries. So we can use Sentinel-2 Geomat, Cloud-Free Mosaics. We can even choose to use Landsat 8. You can even use a Landsat or Sentinel-2, Pop Extend. So in this case, you can choose between dates, even Landsat. You can also use some of the various tools, and you can look at cloud date cover. It's very essential. You can actually do like your search for cloud-free data, etc., etc. And then also you can change the various band combinations. You can look at agriculture, or even the shortwave infrared. You can change between data sets. You can go back to the Sentinel, and you can choose also maybe the color infrared. And we also have different dates. So the GeoMAD is from 2017 to 2022, and we are working on finalizing the one for 2023 and index it to the Living Symposium. So this is an example of vegetation index and DVI. You can also have the moisture index. At this point, we were talking with colleagues at the International Water Management Institute, where we're doing some training to see some of the moisture sites. You can also look at the built-up index, especially Addis Ababa is one of the fast-growing cities in Africa. We can also look at other examples, such as agriculture around, around Addis Ababa. We have Adama, we have the other cities nearby. We can actually potentially see from far. And you can also do a compare as well of two images, for example, which is key for any demo. On the right side, you can have, left we have Sentinel-2, and on the right side, we can choose to have the default one, which now we're able to choose the different indices. So we could return the other one on natural color. Then you can also choose to select between dates, and also on the right side now we can choose, for example, the GeoMAD of Landsat, which is a cloud-free mosaic, and you can see the reflectance capturing some water bodies. We can change some different years. And also when you want to do more spectral analysis and change detection, you have to choose at least the same sensor. You can see the message on below, which is very key for your step-by-step use of the platform. So this other one now we can see as an example of Nairobi, where we have the one on the left and the one on the right being a built-up index, just showing you how some of these cities have grown. Then on the other one now we can see an example of Accra in Ghana. So here we could choose different dates, different imageries, and you can see how on the other side you can choose and just capture the changes around the coast of Ghana, which some areas, some people evacuated for some developments around Jamestown. So when you can actually see some changes between the base map and what you have with the Sentinel GeoMAD, and you can choose between different dates, vegetation change, different indices. You can even draw a polygon, etc., etc., and get a result as a transparency. So it depends on how you want to see your applications. So seeing some differences, some areas, you can see different colors being captured, especially the one in purple. Then this one was just the one for Nairobi. I was supposed to show you the built-up areas and how it has changed over time, changing different layers, different bands, and you can see the situation. So in an overall sense, it gives us an idea of having an overview of how you want to do your research or certain areas. So this one was Accra. Then I'll do this one for Lake Ngami in Namibia. So on the layer side, you can see you can choose different layers from the Landsat, Sentinel-2, and the crop mask. And now here we can start on our demo for Lake Ngami, which has really dried over time. And on the base map, we could choose Sentinel, and we'll be able to see how that one changes. And then when you zoom in, you can see from space, just a small extent which has remained of the lake. Then you can choose to disable some layers and be left with Landsat. You will choose different like cloud-free mosaics of the geomedian, the Landsat. So this gives an idea of first getting an overview of the bands and the datasets that we have. The GeoMarch will be the one of Sentinel-2, which really captures the lake extent over time. Then when you look at the ALOS pulsar, gives you a different view, the synthetic aperture radar at 10 meters. Very different visualization. Then the best is the water observation from space. This is a summary over 35 years of water availability from space. And you can see the visualization is loaded in the background. It takes some time because maybe of your internet connectivity, but we are managing. So this was just a matter of adding layers. Then on this other one now, we'll be able to show you how to use some different tools. Now here we can do some different bands. So these are the tools available in the Esri portal. So you can see, you can look at spectral indices. So looking at cloud-free mosaics of Sentinel-2, we could explore some spectral profiles. Very key how we can benefit from the Esri tools. You can see when you click at a point, you can see the spectral profile of the urban on the water. And here's just some case of drying lakes, some dry water ponds. So this one gives you spectral profiles of the bands in this data set, from the blue to the shortwave and infrared. Then you can also choose to create a graph of the profiles. As you can see, it might take some time, but it's a worthwhile tool for your research. Very key. You're doing everything offline. Then you can see how it plots the spectral profile in terms of a graph. So once you click, you'll be able to see how the changes appear. So also as you'll see the profiles being loaded, different indices, water index, which has really been declining for the area. You can see quite a dip, and the urban is no urban, vegetation declining. So this is an area even the farmers around here are really struggling in terms of livelihoods because of climate change and drying lakes. And we have reduced precipitation, which we have the rainy seasons every November, October, but over time, this has not been doing very well, especially from 2019. So you can also define your area of interest, which is very key. You can see the lake in the middle, drying. scatter plots, even you can create a mask. So all these tools are available for us, and we'll share also the recordings so that you'll be able to be empowered. Having such an analysis for your area of interest will be very interesting to see how you can interact with the tool. So we are doing just half part of the lake, just getting the spectral variability. And you can see our area of interest, and can see some of the results, and you can see the area covered, applying different thresholds, even different colors. So this gives us the power of being empowered by Esri tools in the Africa Geo portal. And through this collaboration, you're able to access the data sets from Digital Africa. So this list you'll be able to see how to use different tools. And now on this one, you can look at the water index, water extent from space. So in the same example, we are able to put water observation from space summary, which goes back 1984. And you can see the extent as of 2020, 21, quite dry. And you can go other years and see how the situation has been every year. Just giving you that visualization, an opportunity to study other water bodies or other features. From this, you can really create a good report that you can share the link and share with someone in your report. So you can see the case of restoration of the lake around 2012, 2011. We had some floods. By 2014, it was fully restored, but over time, 2017, it started drying, which was around the same time we had a lot of prolonged drought in Southern African country. And you can see 2019, the situation was not so good. So it was also able to use other tools on the same data sets, looking at the clear count and wet amounts of the water observation from space product. So this is quite a good tool to look at. And then, of course, you could share some of the results with someone. Then this is just a generic water observation, the platform, Digital Africa Explorer. For example, looking at Cairo, just to see if we could look at some agricultural sites near Cairo on the west part of it, the El Sad city. And here we can see irrigation sites, and using the Sentinel, we can look at the different index, like the vegetation index, and of course, the very interesting imagery. You can see different years, how the visualization has been, just giving you an overview of how the agricultural activities and how best to plan for future coming years. Then also from there, we can do a comparison where on the right side, we could add different like Landsat 8, still looking at agriculture, just to pick out the points from different sensors, which is very key for picking out activities and looking at different indices, including also the NDVI, VRI, the red edge, which captures out the vegetation points back to NDVI. Also, you look at agriculture. So you're going to see almost the same with the other on the one on the land side. Very key, and unlocks that potential of how to monitor from space, and also then different sensors. We can look at Sentinel-2 data, then we can search for a different date, and we can align also with the cloud cover dates, which gives us an opportunity to search for cloud-free site dates. So this is quite a very useful resource, as you can see. We could change to the same sensors or Landsat and look at the same, almost the same time. We could see how that one around the same time would have the same, around the same possibilities in the background, one at 10 meters and the other one at 30 meters, just trying to see how the spectral variability will vary. So just these are very good examples on how you can be better empowered. And also looking at another example, this is the one we looked for Cairo. Then as a nutshell, we can look now another example, East Africa, using still water observation space. We could click for an area which has been affected by floods the last year, November, they call Garissa. And you can see the background, the water observation from space, and showing the area around this particular river, which was flooded, increased rainfall. From July towards the year November, same year last year, was November, where even people activities were disrupted, especially traveling, and also peaceful coexistence with the community as well as the livestock. It's a very good example how you can use the various tools and also be able to look at different images, so different dates, different times, and what you're able to picture is that the floods are like occasionally every year around this time, and it's very key for studying some of the areas. And this is the situation which happened also last year as well. So it gives us an opportunity to study some of these extents and how this vary from time. I know the other example could be even the one for Lokoja, Nigeria, which will be similar example. So based on this, we could have a look at the Learning Center, where we can we have the three tutorials. We have a beginner on the getting started with the Digital Africa imagery. Then you can go further with imagery. And the last one, you can get started with change detection, which is very key. Then as on this particular tutorial, you can explore more imagery. These are 3-step tutorials, very key resource. And also we have our online resources on the Digital Africa side. Then we have these live sessions in English and French. Today it was in English, next week it will be in French. And thanking and acknowledging the partners who've made this program a success, and also thanking all of you for joining us, and also wishing to pause for any question, and thanking you for your participation as always, so that we'll have the next session in French. Thanking you for making this program a success. It will not be possible without your support. Thank you so much.